So I ordered these at the Home Depot website. Gallon jugs of the fish emulsion. Alaska Fish Fertilizer 511. And I got 4 of them. Then I got some perlite. $16.97. 2 cubic feet perlite. Check out the kale plants. Doing pretty good in the greenhouse. And here are the kale plants that have been out in the winter time cold. They're growing a little bit, not as good as in the greenhouse though. Okay, now I'm going to clean up and paint these containers. There's like a pretty grungy layer of dirt and algae, and the paint is really getting old and wearing away. I had some leftover yellow house paint, so I painted these straps on the containers. And here is after that all cleaned up and painted. We're supposed to get the coldest night of the year, and so I'm going to run this extension cord out to the greenhouse. And I'm going to run a 150 watt light bulb. Hopefully it'll heat up the greenhouse enough to keep the plants from getting too cold. Okay, it got down to 17 degrees last night. The thermometer in here shows 17 degrees, so I'm not sure if this helped at all. It's an incandescent bulb and it does put out some heat, so it's probably a few degrees warmer. The plants are kind of wilted, but they will spring back when it warms up later in the day. So this is what happens when water freezes. Just the water that was in the hose expanded and pushed out. Okay, the plants have bounced back. It's about 60 degrees in the greenhouse now that the sun's out. We're supposed to have another 17 degree night, so this time I'm going to try this little 300 watt heater. Okay, last night it got down to 13 degrees. The thermometer is right at about 18 degrees, so the heater did work this time. Plants are all wilted, but they will survive and bounce back. The greenhouse has all this frozen crystal structure. I was lazy about emptying my rain barrels, and as a result, my little faucet thing froze up. The frozen water expanded and it split the metal. There's a crack right there. So now I'm draining the barrels. Well, unfortunately, Home Depot and Lowe's don't sell these anymore. All they sell is these. And I have one of these from before. It's a much smaller bore and the water comes out a lot slower, but at least I don't have to buy a new one. Now I'll wrap the threads with this Teflon tape. I wish I had brought a second pair of shoes because these just got totally trashed. It costs $6 to fill these 2 barrels up with compost. Now I top off the beds with some fresh compost. Now I mix in some of the perlite. This aerates the soil, lets the roots breathe and spread out. So here's the final bed. I'd say it's approximately 10% perlite, 90% compost. In the springtime, before I plant, I'll top dress it with some azomite and worm castings.